Hello everyone, welcome back to Uplaj. This is Raj Prudvi. In this session, we are going to discuss about introduction to DevOps. So before starting this DevOps series, let me give you the introduction about what is DevOps, why to go for DevOps. So a lot of people are having confusion about that terminology first called as a DevOps. So DevOps is not a new technology, or it is not a new programming language, or it is not a framework first. So basically, DevOps is all about learning some tools, or like some automation tools, or learning the culture. We need to adapt to some culture so that we can produce a great software, consistent software to the client. So that is actually called as a DevOps. So it is not a new tool or a technology in the market. It is a new culture, a process to develop, release and maintain software application or project with high quality in very faster way. So let me put the definition about DevOps. Concept is introduction to DevOps. So what is a DevOps? It is not a new culture. Sorry, it is not a new tool. Okay, it is not a new tool or technology or language in the market. First point. Second point, it is a new culture or a process to develop what? Great software, to develop, release and maintain software project with higher quality and in faster way when compared to previous STLC models. It is a new culture or process to develop, release and maintain software application or project, whatever we can say, with with higher quality in faster way. That is, we can consider as DevOps. So here we are not going to spend much time on coding. We should know how to work with those tools. That is important in DevOps. Fine. So we can achieve all these things. We can achieve this. We can produce that software. We can release and maintain everything. It goes with some automation tools. So that is what we are going to learn in our DevOps series. We can achieve by using some automation tools. So they will really do great work for the programmer. They are really going to help us at some point. They are really going to help us from time point of view, performance point of view. Really, those are very great tools. Learning coding is one step. Learning these tools a second step. If you learn both things, then only you can produce that software in a easy manner, faster manner, where you have good build quality. Fine. So in any software project, for any software project or product, two groups of engineers will work. For any software product, two groups of engineers will work. Two groups of engineers will work. Slowly, I will introduce when DevOps will come into picture. I'm giving you the basic idea before DevOps. So who will come into picture in DevOps? So let's understand that first. For any software product, two groups of engineers will work. First one, development group will be there. We all know whenever we say I am working in a software company. So first question, are you developer? Development group. as it is. Second type of group, operations group we can call, or we can call them as a non-development group. They will not focus on coding part first, or we can say them as administrator group, administrators group, administrator group. Okay, fine. These are the two groups of engineers generally we find in any software product. Again, this classification is divided into small set of groups. So no need to worry about those classifications. But anyway, again, these are divided into small set of groups. So when it comes to development group. So when we say development group, you know which people will come into picture, developers or coders or programmers. The people who are involving in different activities like planning, designing, coding, building and testing, those comes under development group. The people who are involving in following areas. What are those following areas? Planning, designing, coding, after coding, building, testing. These people are considered as a development group, or considered as development group. Any example? Yeah. So when we start a project, generally we feel only developers will be there in the picture. But on the top of developers, first developer will never come into picture. First person who is going to get requirements from the client, business architect will be there. Business architect who gathers requirement from the client, who gathers business requirements from the client. Business architect will be there. So all these people will be there in the project, not only developers. Developers will come into picture after all these things. After several stages, developers will come into picture. After the complete documentation is ready, they will start coding by using the documentation. So it means converting business requirements into system requirements. I mean functional requirements. Fine. First, business architect. Next, who else? System architect is available again. System architect. Once business architect gathers the business requirements from the client, system architect is responsible to convert those business requirements into functional requirements. Then design architect will come into picture. Design architect will come into picture. Next, developers will come into picture. Here developers will come into picture. Once developers develop the code, once developer from their developers and completed unit testing using JUnit, then build engineer will come into picture. Once developers complete their coding, and once a developer completes their coding, in order to integrate that coding and to produce the final deliverable jar file, var file, build process will happen. That will be done by build engineer. To build the final product, build engineers will come into picture, where we will generally produce jar file or var file or year file like that. So in my upcoming sessions, in the middle of the series, or while explaining a Maven tool, I will introduce what is jar file, what is var file, and what is year file, how to generate them using Maven dependency tool. So there I will explain. Next, who else will come into picture? Testers. Testers you can call, or QA team. who is going to test your application or project in a different environments. So altogether, these people will come in development group. So these people, these are the people who will be there in the development group. So the people who are involving in these areas, who are those people? Business architect, system architect, design architect, then developers, build engineers, testers or QA team. Then what about operations group? Once the project is ready, once you want to, once the project is ready, once the development group completed their work or activities related to that project, we need to move our project to client machine so that the client can start accessing their software. So when that project is when we want to move that project to client machine, we need to do some configurations in the client machine. We need to do some, we need to install some softwares in the client machine. For that, configuration engineers will be there to maintain that system in the client environment. System admin will be there, and if for maintaining database, a database admin will be there. So what I want to say here, the people, these are the people like configuration engineer to configure the required software, system admin to maintain the software, to maintain that system, database admin to take care of database part. These people are going to involve in release, deployment, operations, and to monitor our project. Monitoring team will be there. So these people are considered as operations group. They are not going to write any coding like developers. So the people who are involving in release, release the product, deploy the product at the client machine, operations, performing operations, monitoring our project, monitor, are considered as operations group. Operations group. So example, configuration engineer. Next, system admin, database admin, network admin, like that. These are the people. So both development group, operations group, they will combinedly work. That is called DevOps. DevOps is a combination of development and operations. DevOps is a combination of development group and operations group. I hope now you got clarity on what is DevOps. It's not a new technology, framework, or a language. These two people will collaborate to produce the final great software in a faster way. So, what is the main objective of DevOps? The main objective of DevOps, main objective of DevOps is to implement or to provide collaboration between development team and operation team. Between development and operations team. That is the main objective of DevOps. See, in market, we have different types of SDLC, software development lifecycle models. Software development lifecycle models. Software development lifecycle. We have waterfall model. We have prototype model. We have increment or iterative model. But all these models are outdated now. We have agile and DevOps. In that, DevOps is very powerful and so mostly used culture in companies. So we have different types of, let me display all those things. View models, waterfall model. We all know waterfall model. What is the drawback of waterfall model also we know. Waterfall model, prototype model. We have increment or iterative model. We have spiral model. All these are soft SDLC models. Before DevOps, before Agile, we have these things in the market. Rapid application development model, Big Bang model, we have fish model, V model, we have Agile model. Agile is also very famous. Now DevOps, we have DevOps culture. So this is an overview of what is DevOps and who will come into picture in DevOps, development team, operations team. So what we are going to learn in this DevOps series, Git, we are going to learn in that important things I'm going to discuss in this DevOps. Most important, Git JUnit, Log4j, and Maven. Of course, Gradle is also there, but morely I'm focusing on Maven. So these are the tools which are essential for any developer. Git not only for developer, for others also Git is useful. JUnit especially for Java developers, even Log4j, Maven also. All these things I'm going to explain from a developer point of view, especially Java developers. They can make use of these tools. So these are the tools I'm going to elaborate along with applications in our DevOps series. So thank you very much. Catch you in next session.